Yeah, Lassie's a better player than.
Yeah.
Yeah. He hasn't got the chips to show it, but
you've got that figured out.
Yeah, he's the best player at the table. He's just run into a couple of brick walls.
I don't know. I think Stefan. You know, I think he's looked at the poker professor. He shaved his head in homage to Pete Singleton. Ace deuce is folded by Lasse.
Please, let's get on with the plays.
Glenn now with ace 5 calls.
Anders.
3-5 for Anders is out. 3-4 for Nicholas. Nicholas has not played since losing that big all-in to Frank.
Frank, 20 score.
Frank. And over to
Stephen.
Mini-Me.
Check.
Pete Singleton's Mini-Me. His gothic Mini-Me. If Pete was a goth instead of a Northern Soul connoisseur. 7, 8, and 9. So Stefan's got an up and down straight draw.
Bet.
Inside straight draw for Glenn.
1200.
1,200.
And Stefan's going to bet the draw. Glenn, who's ahead with the ace.
Go on.
Call.
He's a little hard to budge once he decides he wants to see the hand. Well, there's a 10. That should send off some warning signs. 7, 8, 9, 10 on the board, and Stefan has the straight made.
Yeah,
he's got the 6 cards straight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 jack.
And
but
Glenn has a flush draw.
He's picked up the club, yeah. Might keep him interested. About a 4-1 underdog now.
You don't get any bonus points for hitting a 6 card straight. Ka-ching.
Cool.
Double the chips. And Glenn's staying in. Instead, it's a 4.
Stefan can't get any more out of Glenn now, so but might just make a small bet just to see if he can get something, but he can't now. So it's
2,000 is going to be the bet. Takes another look.
I see.
Cool.
Oh, he's going to call. He's hard to nudge off. He really wants to see what he does.
How can he possibly think of this as one?
I don't know.
He's got ace high. Ace high could not. He's misread. He's misread his hand. He can't think that ace high is any good at all on this flop.
Yeah,
he just can't think that.
There's 5 pair out there that could beat him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what he was thinking of there. It's just a mistake. Yeah, he realises he's made a mistake. I think he's telling him something, but I think he's saying he thought he had a better hand than himself. You know. I think he misread the situation completely.
23rd hand. Glenn has just lost the pot to Stefan, who's our new chip leader, but Glenn has an ace and a 9.
Glenn, first speak.
Bring it in. Oh, he calls.
400.
So it's 400 for Anders to call.
Anders.
Ace 9 for Anders. Same hand.
1,200.
Reversed, suit-wise.
Nicholas.
More confidently played though.
Fold.
Frank now.
Fold. Stephen.
1,000 for Stefan to call with the Queen Jack.
Cool.
And he's
Call.
going to.
1,000.
And Lasse
Call.
with pocket 8s.
Glenn.
Cool.
Call.
And Glenn's going to stay in with his ace 9. So it's interesting. 4-way flop. 2 players with ace 9. Pocket 8s for Lasse. Queen Jack for Stefan.
Yeah, Lassie's hoping to flop one of these 8s now to try and get well back into this game, but we'll see.
Well, instead, there's a queen and a jack for Stefan, so he's flopped 2 pair.
Check.
And Stefan checks.
Yeah, he's trying to check raise them, trying to get one of the other ones to bet so he can raise.
3 checks around to Anders.
Check.
No one wants to take it on.
Now,
And now 2 of them have hit the pair of aces.
well,
This is the best thing that could have happened for Stefan.
Yes.
He checks
he's
again.
playing it bravely as well. He's playing it bravely. He's trying for another trap check.
Nice.
Bet 2,000.
Glenn's
Anders.
betting 2,000. Anders is going to call. And now, what will Stefan do?
Well, the trap's baited. Can he spring it? Obviously, there's a little bit of danger there. If someone had a 10 king, but that was probably unlikely in this betting scenario.
Cool.
Call.
He just calls.
Wow.
King.
Okay.
Yes. Fold.
And Lasse is pocket 8s. He knows they're no good anymore.
Well, Stefan well in command, but there is a couple of fluke cards that, or one fluke card certainly that can come off to beat him, but it's not
It's not
materialised.
the 5, that's for sure.
Stephen, first speak.
I mean, the only thing you could be thinking is someone may have had an ace jack or an ace queen in the hole.
Bet.
Yeah. Or may hit the kicker to the aces that they're playing.
3,000.
But this time he comes in with the bet, 3,000.
Call.
Well, at this point, it's perhaps a good bet because maybe both of them call him.
Glenn's going to.
Yes.
Glenn's shown a propensity to call when he thinks he's got a decent hand.
Can he get Anders in the net as well?
And Anders, with the same hand as Glenn,
No.
passes it.
Wisely lets it go.
And there's Stefan's 2-pair. And Stefan, who was the chip leader, is taking it. And Glenn's surprised again. I'm not sure why he's so surprised.
Yeah, well, Glenn's probably not an experienced player, you know. I mean, it's not his
That's true.
forte poker. He's got other irons in the fire, as we say. So he's bound to make some mistakes. So we can let him off for a few mistakes. He is the pro celeb, or the celeb of the pro team at the table, isn't he?
Yeah. And Lasse, who Pete says has probably the most game at the table, certainly the only one who plays poker all the time.
Yeah, he's probably the best player at the table. He's just run into a couple of monsters that have crippled him temporarily. Might be able to play his way out
I don't
of
know.
it.
He's got some jokes, but I really like your mini me, Pete.
Fold.
Stefan Prus.
I think he's a mini me, a goth, a gothic look.
And there he is.
Stephen?
Pete Singleton with
Fold.
piercings. A young Pete Singleton with piercings.
Fold.
So, all the way around, everybody's
Call.
folded to Glenn.
200.
Glenn calls in the small blind, and
Yes.
Anders checks in the big blind. Pair of threes, up and down straight draw for Anders.
Glenn, first speak.
500. Raise.
Bet 400.
As you can see from the percentages, he wouldn't be favourite to win this should they play this one out, because the two overcards, the 4 and the 5, and the straight draw on top of the 4 and the 5 combined are more powerful than the pair of threes. But we'll see what the turn brings. And there's one
There's
card
one.
that's now made Anders the head honcho.
Anders.
Bet.
And really given Glenn no
1,200.
reason to continue now. He's got very few chips left, so he might as well just throw them away and move on, Glenn. Don't do it, Glenn. Just listen to me, Glenn. Don't do it.
All in.
All in. Glenn's decided to go all in with the pair of threes.
Well, this is one move. Obviously, if he gets away with it,
1,200.
Well,
he's home and hose, but if he gets called, it's virtually bye-bye Glenn.
1,700.
I think Glenn had, Anders had figured they didn't have the king.
Call.
Call. There's the call.
Unfortunately, we're going to lose Glenn virtually assured here, but he's got a couple of outs, obviously.
All or nothing for Glenn Schiller, the celebrity entrant onto this table, the professional football player, Jerringspriset, the outstanding Swedish football player in 1982.
He's now a football agent, so he's still probably going to earn a lot more a day than we do, Mike.
Well, he's down to one card now, or he's gone from the Nordic Poker King. And it's a 9 of clubs. He hasn't hit it.
Missed him by one.
And he is gone. Glenn Schiller is out. We've lost our first player. And he's been eliminated by Anders Walseth. And that's going to move Anders up to third on the chip table. 25 hands it took, but one is gone. There's where they stand. Stefan Prus with still a commanding lead. And Lasse Hoivik and Nicholas Holmström still short stacked. And the interesting thing is the two of them have played pretty well. They've just, Lasse's got caught on a couple of plays, and Nicholas just got unlucky on his biggest play.
Yeah, Lasse's probably the best and the most experienced player at the table, to be honest with you.
First speak.
Frank Larson, who got very lucky, stay alive. Stefan now,
Stephen.
suited Queen Jack.
He's done
gonna bring it
very
into the
little wrong,
race.
though, hasn't he? He's,
Yeah.
you know, played a strong game.
200.
Waited for the cards, and when he has them, plays them strongly.
Fold.
Lasse's gone with a king.
Anders.
Anders pocket sevens. He's just won a big hand. Does he want to win another? He's going to call with the pocket pair.
Least experienced player at the table, and you can see that in some of his plays.
And Nicholas, short stacked.
Needs to put behind him all the things that have happened and move on.
Yeah, and he hasn't played better cards, and now he's decided to call with the suited 7 and 8, the suited connectors. But
Yeah, I mean, it would be a reasonable play if he had the power of the button, but he's you know, second in front of the button. He's way out of position with the hand.
3 players.
and as you see, he's actually got better possibilities to improve than Anders. But one of the cards, well, he's hit a pair of 8s,
Yeah, but look what else is sitting there behind him.
and he's got a pair of queens.
Stefan's hit his card, which might prove troublesome from Nicholas, and
He's
it is
all
going to
in.
do. He's made a mistake.
He's gone all in with the middle pair, and you know, he's just gone on tilt since losing that hand.
Yeah,
that big hand.
He's kind of fretted a bit, and now he's made a move, and he's walked straight into the chip lead with a big hand here. So I don't think he'll get it past him. Pretty sure he won't. We'll see.
Stefan considering.
Call.
He's called.
Yeah, look at there you
Nicholas didn't want to be called.
go. Nicholas knew it. He knew he'd made a mistake. He's kind of punished himself, hasn't he?
Yeah, you know, take it back. He played his hand perfectly. He was in a showdown with Frank Larson. He was one card away from eliminating him. Frank Larson got lucky on the river, and it's just completely killed
The
his game.
setback from that hasn't. It's unnerved him completely, hasn't it?
He never recovered.
No. He might get out of it. He needs to be very lucky now, but he's virtually signed his own death
Yeah,
warrant.
and I'm not sure what he's expecting to see with a pair when he goes all in with a pair of eights with middle pair.
I think he was hoping that he's on a flush draw, but it was never going to be.
Någon ska ge också.
Yeah, well,
Might get lucky.
Anders is quite happy to get out of that one
Spännande.
with his pocket sevens, and now there's a 4 on the board.
No, that doesn't help him at all.
Nu är det fuckat.
Because, yeah, now he realises his 7's no good.
Yep.
He has to hit the 8 now.
He's just down to the 8s. Can he get lucky on the river like Frank Larson did? It's down to 1 card for Nicholas Holmstrom, and there it is. It's a 5. It's not the 1 card he needed. And so Nicholas Holmstrom is gone on the 26th hand. We've lost 2 players in 2 hands. He's been eliminated by Stefan Proust, and all you can say about Nicholas Holmstrom is he just went on tilt after playing a hand well and getting very unlucky to lose it. Lars Foss shows him the way out, and Stefan Proust now is in a very, very commanding chip lead. Gives him a straight. So Glenn Schiller went on the 25th hand. Nicholas Holmstrom, who went on tilt, is gone on the 26th hand. Stefan Proust is now the overwhelming chip leader. And remember, 2 of the remaining 4 will advance to the 12th monthly final here at the Bet24 Nordic Poker King. I'm Mike Carlson, and he's the poker professor, Pete Singleton. And I guess all you can say about Nicholas Holmstrom is he's a teenage player, and he just didn't really know how to control his emotions.
No, he's letting previous actions influence him a little bit, I think.
Fold.
Stefan Proust, the chip leader, folds the king deuce. And Lassie, who's short stacked, brings in the ace-jack with a raise.
Trying to play himself back into the game, and he must fancy his chances if he can do, Mike. He really would do against these.
Well, except he hasn't had any luck, has he?
No.
He keeps walking into better hands.
400.
And Anders with the big slick re-raises. Yeah, Frank's not going to hang around with the jack 3. And so now, Lassie.
Not sure if he can escape. Might not have enough chips left to escape this one. We'll see. Leave the decision with him.
He put 1,200 in. He's got 3,200 left.
He realises now he's probably against it. Could just about escape, and he's still got 1 more play left with those chips.
But he's gone all in. He's made the play. His body language, though, is not very convincing.
Now he knows he's behind. He knows he's probably going to see a better hand. He just doesn't want to see this hand, basically. Obviously, there are worse hands he could see, like a pair of aces, but he's got some chance, as we can see by the percentages.
And Anders, not much hesitation about calling. He put out Glenn Schiller 2 hands ago, and now 3 consecutive hands. We could lose a 3rd player. It's all or nothing for Lassie Hoivik.
He's not going to like it when he sees the cards he's up against. He's just made a bit of a mistake, really, but made my bet, I'll lie on it.
He's a 3-1 underdog. Lassie Hoivik, ace-jack against ace-king.
He'd like to see a jack, wouldn't he?
Queen and 6.
No, you see the look of dejection on his face. He would like to have seen a jack there. Dearly love to have seen a jack.
And you see now the odds will be reflected. They've gone down considerably for him. Just 2 cards left for Lassie Hoivik. One's an ace.
Well, that's a crippler for him. That's a crippler. Because now he's really down to the nitty.
And there it is. There's
wow.
the jack.
Wow, he can't believe it. Look, he doesn't realise he still doesn't realise it.
He doesn't know.
He still doesn't realise it.
It's me. Oh,
he doesn't realise
I
it.
won.
He didn't realise it. He was so bemused by it all, he didn't realise it.
The jack on the river, and for the 2nd time in this match, the river card has saved a player from what looked like certain elimination. Lasse Hoivik. Pete keeps saying he's the best player at the table. Well, right now he's the luckiest player at the table.